Well, hello and welcome back to the currency game. I am outside, so you might hear a lot of background noise, but I could not resist going ahead and uploading this video because reached a very high milestone in the challenge. So this is update for the $100 to 100K. So this is based off of you take $100. Well, we actually started with $121. And you keep flipping it and you do not take it out, you can reach $100,000 and from making a few trades a week. So this is the whole point of the challenge, is to show how you can take a little bit of money and using compounding. I did not use any margin. I kept the same kind of setup rules for trading that I use on just about every trade. And what was the other thing? Oh, and just keeping it with a risk of 2% or less on every trade. So that is where we are is at, let me just go to it. All right, so this week was really like the market just blessed us, right? Like with really great opportunities, because things were turning around. So we had Bonk at the beginning of the week, which the trade began the end of last week and it carried over to Monday. So that was a 31% trade. Then XLM had its run, got 15% from that. And then I did a video talking about Art Block and that it was probably in a good position to trade on. So that one was a 16.8%, and then XLM this morning, presented a very great opportunity, and it was 17.31%. So it was just an awesome week. So that took the challenge from the balance challenge from $45,000 to $94,000, and with a weekly gain so far of 80% gain. Okay, so that's what made the big difference, right? So hold on for a second. Like I said, I'm outside, but oh my God, I'm so excited. Now, I'm gonna be upfront with you guys, and I've said this plenty of times. Like, I have taken money out, so my balance is not here. But this is a show, if you do not touch it, yes, you can take $100 and turn it into six figures. Now, you don't have to wait till you get the six figures in order to actually, you don't have to do that. It's just to show you that if you just keep flipping money, you will get a compounding effect. It goes back to what I keep repeating. Einstein said the eighth wonder of the world is compound interest. Those who know it will earn it. Those who do not understand it will pay it. So we want to be the ones that earn it. And so you can do it. One of the ways you can do it is through flipping the money. Just like people flip real estate, you can flip money through trading. So, but I'm going to go over the trades for this week. Okay, so I've already gone over the XLM earlier this week in the Bonk, so I'm not going to go over those. I'm going to go over the Arc Block and the one from this morning, which was XLM. So this is the Arc Block. This is one I was talking about in the previous video before it happened, right? So one of the key things is I'm below the 50% on a higher time frame, which was a check mark. And then basically I look for, okay, so some of the stuff is I've taken off. So usually what I do is put like a parallel, and I'll do my supports. Some of them I've taken off just to clear my chart out. But basically, I use this, instead of trend lines, I use parallel channels. And it serves as, like, the bottom one serves as a support area. And then I also will put in support and resistance blocks. So this one, I was putting alerts up at the high and the very low, and then I looked to see if I were to come in just above the high, that when it went up and came back down, would I have less than 2%? Because I don't get in it unless I can get less than 2% of a risk, without it like messing up the whole structure of how things are flowing. So I was able to see that I could come in right here, which is above these candles right here, and be at 1.6 below, just below the what do you call it, these lower candles basically, right? So, and basically went to the next resistance area. That was my target. So usually I go down to even sometimes the 2-minute or 5-minute to see where to get out. I'm usually using alerts as I go, and so I know where to come out at, right? So I think this one I was using 5-minute. Yeah. So that was that trade. And then for XLM this morning, it's still below the 50% mark from the higher time frame, and I was able to get in down here this morning. I think it was early. It was like 6 o'clock or something like that. And then I was hoping that we could make it all the way up to here, but I was kind of tracking it as it was going. And usually what I do is, I know for sure on this one I was going to the 2-minute, and I had like I'm not gonna do it right here but what I do is I do like parallels as it's happening to see, so that I can see what's going on, because especially when you have such steep, or I might have to use like a regular trend line for stuff like this, right? And the other thing that made me realize that we probably are ready to come out is, so that's why I didn't take the trade all the way to the very top, because I was hoping that we could bounce back again. But after it came to, I put my stop right below this candle and it hit it, so I got out of the trade, right? So it did bounce back up, and I had thought about waiting for it to bounce back up, but I just went ahead and came out because I was good with what I had, and what was, I had something to do, so I just went ahead and came out. So but those are the two trades from yesterday and today. So now what I'm doing is I just been keeping a check on the other opportunities that could be coming up, like bunk. So let's see, bunk. Let me go to that a little bit higher. Let me take this off. So I'm waiting for it to see if it can come to the 50%. I don't know if it will, but I'm keeping a tab on it to see if we can come a little bit down, a little bit further. It is touching this support of this horizontal, which might mean that it might be on its way back up, but I'm not going to jump in. And also because of the time of day, I just want to see what it's going to do, because I know I'm not going to be around to like really babysit it to enter the trade. Bennett already had a trade today, so I'm just going to like watch it through alerts not like sitting watching the chart, but just let the alerts go off to let me know where we stand, and see if it can possibly get like a little bit below the 50% from the last swing, or even lower if it can. What was the other thing? Or if it does pass here, can we get a little bounce off of after the 100%, which makes me think it's probably going to like bounce off of this 78% and probably head towards the 127. I'm thinking that's probably what it's might end up doing. And let me see what that would look like. So I would have needed to get in. Let me see what this looks like. That's too much. That's too high of a risk. I wouldn't even want to get into this because I don't like trades where it's like too much of, like, this is like double what I want for my risk, so I wouldn't get in it. Even though it could have a potential of, it's a big jump, like 20%. I still probably wouldn't. I need 2% loss. And so this is where it can get really tempting to want to like just, when you see those gains, but I always stick to my rule. I can't get 2% because if it goes against me, I don't want to risk more than that. So I'm gonna let it like bounce around and see if there's an opportunity to get in before it like skyrocket out of here, if it chooses to, where I can get in with a 2% risk. So I'm gonna keep an eye on Bonk. The other ones that hold on. The other ones that Jasmine, I don't like how it's formulating right here but I still might have an opportunity to get in at under 2% risk. I'm gonna let it keep bouncing around. I got an alert above these tops right here, and I might move this alert up just to see if we're gonna go any further down. But you see right here, it's like 2.48. I know some people be like, girl, that ain't that bad. No, because this is what, like, sticking to my rules is the name of the game, the trading. It's discipline. That is the name of the game. That is the currency game. And risk comes before profit. So the better you are disciplined with setting rules for your risk, the better you will win at trading, because risk has to come before profit. When you start doing profit over risk, then that's when people get, honestly, every time I've done that, I've always gotten in trouble, so I don't do it. So I'm gonna let it keep bouncing around, and then I'll check to see if there's an opportunity for me to get in, if I'm not in something else, right? To get in at 2% risk or lower. So right now, no, because I would have to like be below here, this bottom candle. So like let it go up, and then let it bounce back down, and then let it kind of go back up, and then see if that gap is 2% or less. That's how I go about doing it. So I'm gonna let this one just keep a check off. XLM, I'm still gonna like track it. Right now it's above the 50% mark, so I'm gonna let it do its thing, because it still might do its thing. And I do have an alert above here where it's hit its high, and it might pass it, but I want it to come back down before I even think about going back in. And let me see. I also been looking at Swift and Ethereum. Ethereum, it needs to come down. It's taking a run, but it needs to come down for me. It needs to hit somewhere up in here. It needs to at least touch this 50% before I even consider. Swift, it has been making a run, so I would not want to get in. Let me see. It's probably going to try to come up here. Look like it is trying to hit up to there, or to the 100% where it came from. But it's too late to get in, so I'm not worried about that. I'm gonna just keep an alert on it, so I'll know when it's reached its peak, so I can keep a track on it when it starts trying to retrace, and then see if there's an opportunity there. So this is my, excuse me, I told y'all I'm outside. Okay. All right, so that's pretty much it. And I'm just gonna keep track of these alerts and my setups. Now, you don't have to set up this many charts like I do. I've gotten so used to doing it that it's becoming like almost second nature. But if you're just starting out, I wouldn't do that. I would just stick with one chart and like really good at setting up the chart, looking for opportunities in that chart, and then like take it from there. So that will do it, guys, and thank you. And let me know if you have any questions or comments. All right, bye.